Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Things.
We're back, man. Episode 179.
Yes, sir.
Let's get right into it.
God
damn it. All right. We went to Los Angeles yesterday to check out Andrew Schulz's infamous tour.
Yeah.
We've been following this guy for quite some time. My introduction to Andrew Schulz was from the Brilliant Idiots podcast, which is definitely probably one of my favorite podcasts for sure. And Andrew Schulz is a comedian. He's been doing this shit a while. He's engaged a decent following over the years, and that following has grown and grown and grown and grown and grown until he's right now. I'll say that Andrew Schulz is big, right? But there's levels to it. So you got the Dave Chappelle's of the world who are massive, right? Joe Coy, massive. I think Andrew Schulz is big right now. Then he's gonna go and be huge. Then he's going to be fucking massive. So I think he has like two more levels.
I think he's kind of like, how would you, like if you compare it to an athlete, he's like one of the younger guys.
There you go.
Like a Jason Tatum or something that you know is going to be really good one day. But it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, well, obviously he's really good now. He's great, but
yeah, I mean, great. Sorry about that. Great,
yeah.
We know he's going to be like one of those top dogs because he's not only like garnered a huge fan base, but he's actually really good at comedy.
100%. And what I love about him the most is his originality. He fucking rips shit up. But before we go into talking about Andrew Schulz, we got to talk about the prequel to everything. Just Los Angeles in general is just such a fucked up place to be. God damn. All right. First of all, me and Keith took off earlier in the day because I had to get some things for my business. So I had to go look for some products that I exclusively would get in Los Angeles. So we go down there and we're basically in downtown Los Angeles. And it is fucking this Skid Row. Oh my God, dude. The homeless problem in Los Angeles has been exacerbated by obviously COVID, but this is another level of homelessness that you just don't see in America.
Yeah,
this shit was crazy. It was like The Walking Dead, man. Like I was waiting for to hear that sound. You know that sound you hear on Walking Dead?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So to make a long story short, we're looking for this establishment, and I'm looking on my phone and following the steps. But as I walk closer to the establishment, it's starting to look like, dude, it looks like some cataclysmic event came and just blew up downtown Los Angeles, and it was tense. Well, as we were walking to the place, me and Keith seen some dude that was in a small box with his naked ass out.
Yeah.
Like, this dude was literally in a fetal position with his pants pulled down. We're like, what in the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, he was assed out.
Literally assed out. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So we walked past this guy. Then we walked.
When you seen him, you was acting like you seen a dead body or something.
I was like, whoa. I was like, hey, get over. Anybody that's crazy enough to be sleeping with their pants down is unpredictable. He might have seen us and be like, hey, you want to fuck me? You're like, hey, man, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Get out of here. Crazy person. But I was like, yeah, Keith, get over the sidewalk, man. Get over. You was like, what, man? And then you look back, he was like, oh, dang.
Yeah, just a whole lot of hairy ass.
Yeah, man. And then the police station was right where we were going. So we're walking towards the police station, and it's so fucked up for the police in LA. The downtown, like the police station, it has this part in the back that's open up for the officers to drive in and drive out. And a homeless dude was low-key trying to assault a police officer so he could get arrested. He's like, arrest me. And the cop was like, hey, don't tell me what to do. Get out of here. Yeah. And he's like, come on, arrest me. Come on. And I was like, dude, me and Keith were literally walking all of 8 minutes by the time we seen this shit.
Yeah. I'm
like, oh, my God. Then Keith seen a guy actively taking a dump on the fucking sidewalk. He was pulling his pants up after taking a shit.
Yeah, it was a fresh doo-doo. Yeah.
It was the most craziest homeless shit I've ever seen.
It was like a nice little, you know what I'm saying, nice little circle.
This dude had a strict diet of cornflakes and anything else with corn in it. What the fuck? But yeah, after I grabbed some of the products that I needed, we were walking back, and this is no lie, dude. My right-handed guy, I am not playing. Keith spotted it. I was like, oh, fuck, it smells like shit, right? And then we look to the right, and there is literally a human piece of shit with bread on it. Like sandwich bread. It was white bread on top of a big ass turd, and there were flies all over it.
Wonder bread on top of some doo-doo.
It was literally a piece of white Wonder Bread on a piece of shit. I've never in my life have encountered. It's like a doo-doo sandwich. I don't know if he wiped his ass with the bread. I don't know what the fuck happened. But it was wild, bro. And if you people who have been downtown LA or any other place where there's a lot of homeless, you know I'm not playing. And there is there's such a gripping smell of urine.
Straight stench.
Urine. And it's not only human shit, dog shit, and dog piss. So you got a mixture of human shit, dog shit, and piss. And it's like, fuck, this is worse than COVID.
Yeah. It's really the worst experience. And, I think different parts of LA is different. We was primarily in the downtown area, but
right.
It's just that doesn't inspire me, at least, to want to move there.
Fuck no.
Like walking around that.
Dude, Bakersfield, we got it so much better than people in LA. We got it so much better than people in LA, dude. Don't ever move to LA unless you want to pay $2,700 a month for a fucking crack house. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead and live out there. You can't even get a good place living out there. Mm-hmm. It's so fucked up. Not only that, but before the show, probably a couple hours, we're driving down. Were we on Sunset? I forgot where we were.
When?
Were we in Hollywood? I forgot where we were at when we seen the 7-Eleven guy.
Oh, yeah. I think it was almost down Sunset. We're like going towards that way.
So, dude, we're driving down the road there, and it's back-to-back traffic. And I just looked to my left for some reason. I seen some dude sleeping at 7-Eleven. And I was like...
Yeah, he was taking a really good nap.
He was not. He was sleeping good. By the way, before you guys think I'm a dickhead, I'm very empathetic to homeless people. But if you're in LA long enough, that empathy is replaced by like you're empathetic to the situation, but you become less empathetic towards the people because it's so much. It's so overbearing that it's like, fuck, you can't feel for every homeless person because there's so many. Mm-hmm. But anyways... The guy's laying down at 7-Eleven. He's fucking asleep. And some dude comes up and assaults him with the cart. He's fucking hitting him with the cart. He fucks him up with the cart. And I'm like, Keith, look at this shit. And he was like, oh my God, what did he do? Oh, it was terrible. And
probably didn't. In the way he woke up, it looked like he didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah.
Something probably hit him in his dream. And he was like, dang, felt realistic.
He was catching a fade from a cart. Here's the fucking funny part about it is the cart had bongos. You know those things you tap on like boom 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 boom. He had bongos on top of the fucking cart, and he was hitting them with it. I'm like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. And I know we fuck around a lot on this show. I know we fuck around a lot on this podcast, but we are not playing. This is not a fabricated story. This is not some stand-up act. This guy got assaulted with a cart. With a cart.
That was a stroller.
It was a stroller, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He got a freaking assaulted with a stroller with bongos on it.
Dude was really mad too. The dude was like, I don't know how the story got there, but dude was sleeping really good. He was sleeping like a baby, and the other dude with the stroller came up. And he just looked so angry.
Yeah, he was angry.
And he kind of revved up. Like, I'm going to get this homeless nigga.
Yeah, he hit him
and
a couple
then he
times.
just like, boom, and then he hit him. And then the dude, like, by the time he woke up, the other dude was around the corner already walking into the store. And he just kind of woke up and got up.
It was such an alarming response to somebody sleeping.
Yeah.
It's almost like, why you sleeping so good?
Yeah.
Why you sleeping so good, man? Totally.
That felt like when a dude get caught cheating and he's sleeping.
And his wife just slapped the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, oh, my God. And it was just hilarious, the shit we were seeing. Oh, here's another one. Me and Keith are walking down there, just killing a little bit of time because we were a little bit early. So we're killing some time walking down. I forgot that road. But anyways, it's a long strip with a bunch of establishments, a bunch of restaurants, a bunch of clothing stores, just a bunch of shit, right?
Yeah.
So we're just walking, and there's like a trend going on of, it was two white girls we seen, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I would say it's women in general, but it was just happened to be two young white ladies walking down the street with these extremely thin fucking t-shirts on, extremely thin with no bra on, and they was just literally just titties just out in public.
Yeah, public titties.
Public titties. Like, is this a thing now? Mm-hmm. That shit was just like, man.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing I ever seen. She was just like this. Well, I've seen it before.
Yeah, we've seen it,
but it was just so crazy that this is just regular, and she just she not worried about nothing going on in the world. She just got her titties out.
LA is operating at a different speed than us out here.
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck about shit out there.
Yeah, that's a different ball game. Like you gotta really be mentally prepared. You gotta be prepared for homelessness. You gotta be prepared for liberalism.
Right.
You gotta be prepared for all kind of you just any and everything. You gotta just be ready for everything.
They live in extremes in Los Angeles. They just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go homeless. I don't care. Fuck it. That dude.
Maybe that's a rebuttal to like conservative.
Yeah, probably. Fuck the government. I'm gonna sleep in a box. Fuck you guys. That dude that had his ass out had black feet too. That was the craziest shit. Like the bottom of his feet were black. Like
I thought he was a Native American.
Blackfoot. That was a good one. That was a good one, man. You slipped that one right in there. It's like fuck, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was nuts. Yeah, that was definitely had some, and it's funny how in a limited time frame, you have that going on. But yeah, Skid Row is out of control in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
and
crazy. Don't
you dare think about moving there unless you find a place that's. And first of all, I don't want to make homeless as if they're bad people. They're in the streets. They more likely have mental health problems. But like, don't move there unless you could move to a good area. If you can't move to a good area, don't do it, because you will literally have people taking a dump in your front yard. That is a fact.
Yeah, and it's so weird, that whole downtown area, because there's like slight gentrification going on, if that's what you want to coin it as.
Yes, it is.
And then there's Skid Row. So there's, these buildings that have these condos and stuff, and they're probably $4,000 or $5,000 a month. And then you have, these tents where they're paying no money a month. So
it's like when you drive in Los Angeles within like a 5-6 mile range, it's like human shit, piss, human shit, human shit, Starbucks, big building, nice apartments. It's crazy how it changes. Yeah. The gentrification is real, but when you're down in DTLA and you got the big time homeless problem, it's like it's so many smells. Weed, piss, shit, street hot dogs, tacos. Like literally, I walked between so many smells. It was like human shit, human piss, hot dogs with bacon wrapped around them, tacos, weed. Fucking is cross contaminated smells a thing?
I don't know, but yeah.
By the time I got back in the car, my nose is bleeding, man.
I think the weed thing too is interesting there, because anybody can smoke weed. It's not an issue.
Right.
But what people were doing, like smoking weed, walking down the street, there's people eating at restaurants and stuff like that, and they just blowing loud weed walking by and stuff. It's kind of obnoxious in a sense, just because they've taken it to an extreme, just because they know they're not going to get in trouble for smoking it. So.
Yeah. It's just it's hilarious, man. I don't. There's some people that are from LA and they're like, I love it there. It's my home and this and that. That's cool. But in LA, well, let me slow my shit down. My brain's moving too fast. In Bakersfield, we don't shit on sidewalks. Okay. Mm-hmm. No, actually, I think you said you seen somebody taking a shit out here one time.
Yeah, it's not regular. It's not. It's not as rampant. Bakersfield don't got a street doo-doo problem.
A street doo-doo. Oh, that's so crazy. Oh. By the way, they have these cleaning crews that are in LA that they literally clean the streets and sweep up and clean up. And it's usually near Skid Row. And what they had to do during COVID is they literally had to take everybody's tent and shit and move them out the way. And they had to clean the sidewalk with hazmat suits on.
What do you think the job application said? Like Skid Row janitor?
Nah, I just said, do you need a job, nigga? Are you desperate? Come out here and clean these shit covered sidewalks.
That's the lowest of the low, man.
It's fucked up, man, but it's years of shit and piss marinated into the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
It's so disgusting.
It's bad. LA is out of control, man. They got to figure it out.
Even in front of the police department, they have these hideous looking rock
Oh my God,
things that are across the front of the police department.
Yes.
And they have them there so people won't be camping out and sleeping in front of the police department.
I liken it to what they use for pigeons on buildings. Like, on buildings, they put those spikes so the pigeons can't come in there and chill. But sometimes the pigeons...
They walk, mosey around it.
They mosey around it, or they just sit on the spikes.
Yeah.
Apparently pigeons like anal. I don't know.
Crazy. That's wild. Niggas is crazy. But they had those at our apartment. I remember I was telling you about it. Yeah. So in front of our apartment, there's like a AC unit that sticks outside of the wall. Mm-hmm. And there's like a roof, and there's like a small enclosure where a pigeon could kind of come and, just kind of find some shelter and stuff. So mostly during the summer, the pigeons will come and they would, on top of everybody's apartment AC unit, they would go up there and chill. And then we started to try to do things in order to make them so they're not like living up there, because it's just disgusting doo-doo and all this kind of stuff, right? So first it was a thing where they got there and we would kind of shoo them away, like, get a broom or maybe beat on the thing, and then they would fly away, and then that would be it. And then they would get too smart. So what we would do is try to put like some sort of reflective thing. So sometimes they don't like the shininess and like the sun reflecting off of shiny things, and it kind of steers them away. But that wasn't working. The pigeons are very like adaptable. You know what I mean? They just kind of like, they could kind of live in any environment. So they bypassed that. That wasn't doing nothing. So next thing you know, they got the bright idea to do that, like basically put a bunch of nails into a like this wood slat thing, and they put it up there, and that steered them away for a little bit. And then, like I said, pigeons, they can live in any sort of situation. So they started climbing up there like little by little, and we was beating them away and try to get them out of there. But they would go away, and then they would come back, and then eventually they was up there enough to where they had they laid some eggs up there, and then like it was just a whole situation.
Wow.
So yeah, I remember once, like I came home though, and usually like the pigeons get scared, so like you shoo them away and then they just fly away.
Right.
But I came home, it might have been like 1 a.m. or something like that, and the pigeon was just up there looking. And then I was like, hey, like nigga, get out of here. And it just wouldn't move. It was just like,
I pay bills right.
Yeah. And I was sweating. It was so hot.
That pigeon turned into Jody's stepdad. Little nigga, I didn't want to do this.
Twigs and butter. But nah, that was just, I tried to shoo it away, and like I couldn't. It just didn't. Nothing was working. So
man,
I just had to hurry up and like try to get in the house.
By the way, I don't want to jump, but that piece of doo-doo that we seen with a piece of bread on it was right in front of the fucking police station.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like pro-police, anti-police, but they dealing with a lot of shit out there.
That's terrible working conditions.
Literally, they're dealing with a lot of shit.
That's why they be beating niggas up, because they gotta walk out of work and see doo-doo all on the ground.
Yeah, we don't want to use that as a Oh man, you gotta be a bold motherfucker to take a shit in front of the police department and then put a piece of bread on it. God damn, that's fucking crazy. Wild, man. But yeah, that's just one
LA for you. So if anybody out there, you live in New York or the Midwest or something, and you're wondering, like, man, should I move to LA to pursue my dreams? I think you should pursue your dreams, but you just got to know what you're getting into when you move to LA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here's another thing that we picked up, just, because since we do a podcast and we're thinking people, we just start thinking about stuff. And I was like, yo, it takes it takes a decent amount of money to do the things you like doing.
Yeah.
Because let's think about it. In LA, it's packed and you have to pay for parking. So just yesterday alone, we paid almost $30 in parking. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? $30 in parking. So $30 in parking. And then once we got there, we already had paid for the show. Obviously paid for gas to get out there. Went to eat on like 2 different times. Mm-hmm. And got to the show and the beer was $16 and I was like, oh, whatever. But just think about how much money you have to spend in the world, like if you have a girl or if you're just going out with family or whatever. Like if you're broke in society, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
because you can't do shit.
I mean, yeah.
You go to a park or do something that doesn't cost money, but for the most part, when people want to do shit that costs money and you can't because you don't got it, then you're like a buzzkill.
Yeah.
It's like, man, he ain't never got no money.
Yeah, I know for me, like, maybe when I was like 18, 19, 20 years old and I didn't really have money, I missed out on so many different things that I wanted to do, like, you know, going to see Kobe Bryant play or seeing a Laker game or going to a 49er game or something like that. And, you know, I think now I try not to miss many opportunities that I really, really, really want to do because it's trash when you got to see what people are doing via social media and you can't be there, you know, so. Yeah, but it is a blessing to just be able to do stuff like that. Spend $30 on parking, spend $16 on a beer, not really have to worry about, you know, paying your bills and whatnot. So, you know, definitely blessed.
Yeah, man. And I think about like 10 years ago, like going to certain events, you don't have the money to do it, and then it'll put you in the fucking hole.
Yeah.
So then you also liken that to like living in Los Angeles. Like, bro, you can't move anywhere without money.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man. And I kind of want to sum this up, or close it out and start talking about Andrew's show, because I'm pretty sure people are like, what about the show? Just stop talking about all this nonsense. But yeah, everything costs money. Mm-hmm. Everything.
I think, not to postpone the conversation more, but I think success costs money. You know what I mean? Like we talk about on this podcast how much money we're putting out and not really, you know, recouping any of that money. So success, I mean, even if you want to be a musician or whatever the case may be, studio time, podcasting, you spending money, starting a clothing brand, you spending money on shirts and the labor for a print shop and all these different things. So it's, I think it's, we hear a lot of people, the Gary V's and Eric Thomases and all these people, they talk about success in the sense of work ethic and hard work and, you know, the time spent and 10,000 hours and all that. But I don't think a lot of people talk about the amount of money that you have to spend in order to be successful. So, yeah.
That's a fact. All right, let's get right into what the main topic was, Andrew's infamous tour, Mr. Hezzy himself. So we're all sitting there. Timer goes off for 5 minutes, right? And it's got this dope mix of music. They did a good job with like the production. Mm-hmm. So they did a good mix with that, and the countdowns from 5 minutes, and then they start talking and whatnot. And I think Mark Gagnon was first. Mm-hmm. First of all, shout out to Mark Gagnon. Great fucking job. Great job for Mark Gagnon. He opened up perfectly.
No, Mark wasn't first. That other dude.
The black guy. He was opening. I forgot his name. Mm-hmm. But Mark did a great job. The black guy, what was his name?
I wish I knew. I don't know.
Fuck. They both did a great job. But Mark did a great job of really opening. The black dude really didn't open. He kind of like warmed it up, almost like a host almost.
Yeah. He's an opener, technically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Mark did a great fucking job. He was hilarious. But by the time it got, they bringing Andrew out, they put this big ass video up on this big screen, right? And it's Bruce Buffer. Bruce Buffer, we all know him from UFC, fighting in the UFC. Mm-hmm. They had that up there. And they say, you know what, we could do one better for you. So they actually bring out Bruce fucking Buffer, mm-hmm. and Bruce Buffer is just giving it to the fan, and everybody's losing it. Mm-hmm. Because Bruce Buffer is synonymous with like, okay, this shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
You know, he's done all the huge fights to Conor McGregor's and all them. Mm-hmm. And he opens up and it's like, the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Andrew. But I don't know what he said, the middle name, the Hitman or whatever he called him. Mm-hmm. And then he came out, and I was just like, wow, this is dope. Andrew had so many fucking hilarious jokes about abortion. Jesus Christ. And what's funny is people that are so politically correct and they're mad and they want to cancel him, they're not at his shows.
Yeah.
Andrew has his people at his shows. That is the dope thing about Andrew. Mm-hmm. Andrew has found a way to literally get away with saying certain things because the funny in it. Mm-hmm. You know, certain like racial jokes or gay jokes or rape jokes. And it's like, if you laugh at rape jokes, you're an asshole. And it's like, unfortunately, he found a way to make rape jokes hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's comedy in a nutshell. Mm-hmm. It is comedy in a nutshell. You're not laughing at rape. You're laughing at this twisted concept that he's found a way to take it to the house and make you fucking laugh. Mm-hmm. And until you actually listen to it, like, what's crazy too is it's weird how so many people are politically correct, but then they'll go to a comedy show and laugh their ass off. Mm-hmm. Like, in that moment, they get lost and they're like, oh, I love this. And they leave and they're like, well, equal rights. And, you know, but yeah, there's a lot more I got.
Yeah, I think that was if you are familiar with Andrew Schulz, you know that his the way he forms his jokes is by taking a normal everyday concept or a normal everyday situation and then finding like the twisted a twisted take on that situation. So that's the thing like that he does. Like and I don't want to give too much of his jokes, but
no.
Basically, you know, he went on maybe like a 15-minute spiel about how like he wishes Donald Trump was president again. And you know what I mean? Like that's a take that, you know, it doesn't technically make sense. And I don't think he genuinely believes that he wants Donald Trump as president, but that's the kind of like tone in which he tells his jokes. So He kind of always finds this like twisted way of thinking. And it makes people like, I know for me, like, I was sitting in the audience and a couple times I was like, I wasn't even laughing or stale faced or anything. I was just like in shock, like, oh my God, like he really said that. And it was just like, it was very, very impressive to me. I just think that whole situation, especially as we talked about, you know, at the start of our, I guess the genesis of our podcast when we were talking on the road, you know, when he was driving trucks and for me, I was going back and forth to school. And that's when I discovered the Brilliant Idiots. Right. And just seeing that when they were maybe getting, you know, 50,000 listens an episode or whatever. And then to see him now selling out tours. Yeah. And just even kind of going back before the show started, me and Eddie we had walked by the building. And then we had actually forgot that there were 2 shows. Yeah. So there was 2 shows on Friday and then 2 shows on Saturday. So there was one show. Yeah, like you said, there was one show at 7 p.m. So when we walked by, I was thinking like maybe they were going to start letting people in, like opening the door maybe at 9 or 8:30 or something to where you could just go in there and sit down and, you know, relax or whatever. But they really didn't start letting people in until pretty much 9:30. But when you walk by the front of the Orpheum, it's just like this huge block. So when you walk by the front of the Orpheum, the line is already starting. And we're like, dang, it's already a lot of people out here, right? So we walk down, boom, we make a left. And then we like, yo, it's all the way down the block. So we walking and we like, yo, all these people is here to see Andrew Schulz. Yeah. So we walk even more. And then we make a left on the other.
We got to go behind the other line.
Yeah. So it's even wrapped around that way. And it was probably, 20 or so feet down that way. And then we finally got in line. Yeah. And then as we're standing in line, it's more and more people piling
behind us.
Like piling up. Yeah. And you could see like everybody that was walking by, everybody was just saying, hey, is this like, what are you guys in line for? And people were like, Andrew Schulz. And I was like, yo, and these are people that were actually like going to the show. So they were talking to us and, asking us about the situation. And then they were kind of in shock that they had to go stand in line way wrapped around the block. Yeah. So it was just a trip. Like if you could imagine a block where it's just wrapped around like almost a full square.
You have to understand why this is happening though. What people don't realize is the pandemic made Andrew bigger.
Yeah.
Because Andrew never left. Even though it was a lot of times he couldn't do stand-up, he was doing a podcast all the time. So he kept the pulse of the people. And we also bought tickets before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So we already had planned on going to the show. And imagine a whole year and a half goes by. There's no shows. He can't do it. But he's doing a podcast every week with Brilliant Idiots and Flagrant 2. So Flagrant 2 has one of the biggest Patreons in podcasting, right? So you got those people coming to the shows. There was one dude came up like, asshole army.
Yeah,
like,
dude had a Flagrant 2 sweater on.
Had a Flagrant 2 sweater. Like, he has his people coming to the show. That is the difference. Like, there's only certain people that have their people. I would say Joe Coy. Joe Coy is another one because since he's Filipino, there's a big Filipino following, especially in California. You know, but it's other people that like Joe Coy, obviously, but he's got his people. Andrew has his core people. And this was almost like the vaccine to people because finding normalcy in laughing at jokes with a bunch of other people there is just an amazing experience. It's kind of hard. It's like all of you are enjoying the same moment at the same time, right? And he's like, where are the black people at? And there weren't a lot of them, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of black people in there.
Yeah, it was us. I just clapped up there, but it's like, he said, now you got all the white people looking at the black people in the audience. Yeah. And it wasn't a lot of us, but it was just hilarious how he was able to catch that stuff. But yeah, man, it was an amazing show. I'll say that. If you get a chance to see Andrew Schulz, if he comes back to California, which I'm sure he will, buy those fucking tickets.
Yeah, I just think for me, obviously I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Childish Gambino. I'm a fan of Andrew Schulz. I'm going to the J. Cole concert too. I'm a fan of all these people, but I think the thing
Keith dropped a bag for that J. Cole.
Why you gotta say all that?
Keith was like, all right, here's my car, my house. Here you go. Here's my life insurance.
This is what happens. If you don't pay for enough haircuts, you can maybe save your money.
Yeah, man.
To a J. Cole concert.
Yeah.
Or if you just drive around in a bucket like I do, you can save your money and go to J. Cole. But but for me, the journey is very impressive. Like I discovered actually through my boy Tree, he showed me Childish Gambino maybe 2011 when we were at Bakersfield College. So from there to going to the show in 2018, you see from 2011 to 2018, like just the progress and the growth and the growth in the skill set, the growth in the show and the spectacle of it all, and the growth in popularity. So it's just amazing to see. Like for me, even for J. Cole, me and my boy Renee and my boy Blue, when we were in college, we were playing Friday Night Lights, like just wearing it out, and then to see now in 2021
massive.
to be going to that concert, and it's going to be crazy. And to see Andrew Schulz, like I said, me and Eddie discovered him right around the same time, just listening to Brilliant Idiots and listening to the podcast and stuff, and not even really being familiar with what he did outside of the podcast.
Right.
And then starting to see when he's posting his stand-up clips, and you're like, yo, this dude is, pretty funny. And, Charlamagne kind of co-signed him like, yo, this is the guy. This dude, Andrew, is hilarious. And then taking a look at his content and seeing that he putting out just YouTube clips all the time.
Super consistent.
Yeah, and then doing the whole the crowd work, 30 minutes of non-written jokes, and he just going out there and killing.
Andrew's a fucking guy.
Yeah, and then to see it now to where he sold out 4 shows at the Orpheum. That's a 2,000 seat venue. And he probably could have sold more shows, but maybe due to time or whatever the case may be.
What I love about Andrew more than anything is I feel like we don't have a mirroring thing because he's obviously way bigger than us. But what I love about him is he took a shot on himself. He tried to get his things picked up by big like by companies, and they just slammed the door in his face. They never gave him a shot. So he took it upon himself to take a lot of the stuff Russ was doing, the artist Russ.
He talked about that.
Yeah, he talked about that on the podcast with Russ about how he was posting clips every week And he knew that people had a low attention span. So he would post only so long of the clips, and he'd post multiple clips until eventually they start gravitating to the content. See, here's the thing. When you're like me and Keith, there's a core of people who love your content. We have some people that love us, but we have more people who don't give a fuck about us. And that's what you have to realize going into any content creation. Don't let it discourage you. Keep working. And especially if you're putting out great content, know that eventually that small core group of people you have is going to divide itself by 20. So keep on, like the number one thing you have to do is emphasize on the people who support you and put the best content out for them, because those people are going to tell people.
Yeah.
And when those people tell people, those people will tell people. And the word of mouth will get big. And then eventually somebody...
A big mouth.
Huh?
A big mouth.
All right, Keith. Stop fucking up. All right, now, and eventually, you're gonna get the pulse of the people.
Yeah.
Andrew is a product of being heckled. He is a product of, people not liking some of his jokes. He just never quit.
All right, Andy.
He never quit. You got people saying fucked up comments about him on YouTube or on
saying
Instagram.
He said the N-word.
Saying he said the N-word when he didn't. And look at how far he has came. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's almost like supporting Andrew is like supporting yourself if you are a content creator.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I felt like I was supporting one of the boys. I didn't feel like I was going to watch, some big wig dude. And Andrew he respects the people that fuck with him. You can tell. So, man, shout out to Andrew, man. If you come across this, which you probably won't, but if you do, man, just know you got people that fuck with you, man.
Yeah, for sure. I think the thing that I like the most too is the tone of his content is like a throwback.
Right.
It's almost like now the NBA has shifted to 3-pointers and just this fast-paced offenses, things like that. They're taking the center out of the NBA pretty much. But Andrew Schulz is like, imagine if a Tim Duncan or a Shaq or that whole era, the 90s, 2000s era comes back, and he's just like a real fundamentalist.
Right.
And just the tone of it, like that edgy content that we grew up listening to. Because somewhere along the line in the 2010s, everyone just got it really. All comedians got so much more popular. They get movie deals and Netflix specials and all these kind of things. And Andrew Schulz is like, yo, I just don't like where comedy is going. I don't like that we can't say anything anymore. I don't like that they're trying to cancel these comedians, and they're going to see shows where artists or comedians have not worked out these jokes fully, and they're trying to get canceled by bloggers and stuff like that. So he's like, I'm going to lean into it more so. Like, I'm not running away from this content. This is a content that I grew up on. This is a content that I like. So he just kind of doubled down on that, and it worked out for him.
Yeah, he talked about it having a rippling effect. He said that he's not the solely responsible for bringing edgy comedy back, but he said that there is a rippling effect, and he is one of the guys doing it. And I 100% agree. But the most important thing about Andrew is that when he does say something that, could, be sensitive or whatever, he does it in such a masterful way that you can't cancel him.
You have to laugh.
You have to laugh, because you would be lying to yourself if you didn't laugh. And he talked and there was something he was talking about, and I don't want to say none of his jokes out of respect, but he mentioned about how we're all a little fucked up and how we think things, and and how we fight back saying those things, but we all think them.
Yeah. And
it's the truth, man. So, yeah, man.
I think he's entering that era. If you kind of liken it to Dave Chappelle's career, I forget the name of the show where he's in San Francisco. But I feel like this infamous tour is probably that era, his comparable era. And then after this, he's going to just start honing in more so, and he's going to be crafting jokes so well that
he said next stop Staples Center.
Yeah, when he left.
Yeah, but you should think like that when you Andrew Schulz. This is what I wanted to remember. Andrew Schulz wrote down on a old-ass piece of paper about what he was going to do. So he did more than speak it into existence. He wrote that shit down, and he has a crumbled up piece of paper that he had in his fucking wallet.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, you got to understand who you're dealing with. You're not dealing with a guy who's just funny. You're dealing with a guy who has crafted this whole world for himself.
Yeah.
And it came together and it came to fruition. Mm-hmm. This is why I have to feel like this is going to be one of the biggest podcasts in America someday.
Yeah.
Because if you don't think big, then you will always live small. Mm-hmm. So my objective is to look beyond that wall. Like there's a wall that is in front of us. But behind that wall is another room. And then there's another room. And then there's another room. I'm looking outside the fucking building. Mm-hmm. That's what we have to do if we want something to grow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like I said before, the amazing thing to me is the story and the journey. And it's strange because we see a lot of people here locally that do comedy and they do stand up. But I think the thing that we are starting to realize is that there's a separation in the discipline. There's a separation in the mindset. And it does come down to talent. But talent is kind of like maybe 10-20% of actually the necessary things you need to be successful. Because when you see Andrew Schulz, obviously he's funny, he's talented, he can make people laugh, but a lot of people can make people laugh.
That's
you know what I mean? But after that, it comes down to what separates you. And then that's when he talked about his work ethic. He talked about getting up on stage every week and he has 2 podcasts. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's doing stand up in between all these things. He's probably, and we don't even know what his regimen is really like. Mm-hmm. We probably wouldn't know until we had a conversation with him, but he's up at these shows all the time. He's recording everything. He got a Netflix deal during the quarantine.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, and it was pretty much the content that he was already posting on social media and on YouTube. That's
why you got to stick to being yourself.
Exactly. So it worked out for him. So, and we don't even know where he's selling his infamous tour special at. I mean, he has a huge deal that's probably in the works now, and they haven't released, the space in which it's going to be. And it's probably going to be so left, we're going to be like, dang, I didn't even expect him to do that. You know what I mean?
And here's the reason why you got to believe in yourself, and I'll wrap this up. The reason why it's important to believe in yourself is because everyone that's around him is a product of it. I think Mark Gagnon was talking about, 2 years ago, I was an open micer. Mm-hmm. Now he's open up for Andrew Schulz. Then you talk about Alex Media. Alex Media started off as a fan. Mm-hmm. He started off as a fan of the show and then turned into production and editing and things for the content.
Yeah.
So it's like
that. I think that is a testament to Andrew as well.
Right.
Like him just being able, and that people have done that for him as far as like Charlemagne and other people. But he's putting those Mark Gagnon in a position to where me leaving the show, I'm like, dang, like I already knew who he was, but dang, I didn't know he was like
that
funny. Like maybe let me follow him on Instagram. Let me see what type of content he has going on. And then with Alex, like I said, Andrew's just putting people in position to where Alex is directing, his Netflix special, and he has a hand in all these different creative things, and everybody, you could tell that they just look like money now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You see when Alex comes out, he got new J's on and his jacket is all clean, and Schulz has, Schulz doesn't dress that much different, but his clothes just look newer. You know what I mean? Yep. So you could tell like people have just elevated, and
that's what you want.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
That's what you want. You want to elevate the people around you, man. Mm-hmm. And I think that he talked about this also on Flagrant, about how just giving to people, how it feels good, how Joe Rogan having you on his show, the Joe Rogan effect, and how real it is.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like that's what I talked about on the podcast separately. Like if the Lord blesses me, or when he does, and I have an abundance of money or access, I want to find others with content that is comparable or good or just funny or whatever it is. And I want to say, hey, that guy's good. And since everyone has given me credit for being great at what I do, then they've bought into me. So if they've bought into me and I say, hey, folks, that guy's good, now they all looking at him and they see how great that person is. Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about giving. A lot of times giving to people, you don't have to give $1, literally. And that's what Charlemagne did for freaking him. Mm-hmm. Even though Charlemagne has him as a co-host, that doesn't really mean shit. You could just be stuck in that bubble of being a co-host to Charlemagne. but he's so great that he took being a co-host of Charlemagne and turned it into being one of the best comedians out today.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's super impressive because, like you said, you can't just show up and be on the show with Charlemagne. He's doing groundwork outside of that. He's building his studio. He's doing stand up and posting the clips and stuff like that, and using Charlemagne's platform to kind of grow himself into where he's like an equal to Charlemagne now.
That's dope.
I think, like you said earlier, as far as reaching back for people and helping them out and putting them into position. I think here locally, there's a lot of people, and I get annoyed, or at least I used to get annoyed, because in my heart, I know that I can add value to a lot of situations that happen here locally. There's people that own different businesses that I'll reach out to, like, hey, and it's literally something that happened the other day, and I won't really say who or what, but they posted a thing on their Instagram page that they were hiring a certain position, and I reached out to him. I was like, "Yo, like, I want to help," because it seemed like an exciting job to do, and the guy just seen my message and he just went on about his day. And then I messaged the person that owns the business, and then I messaged the page, and neither one of them responded. Right, so. That was one thing, and it's a couple other people here in town that create content. I'll reach out to them, or I will offer unsolicited help to them. Like, yo, I'll help you do anything. I'll carry your bags, not literally, but you know what I mean. I'll do anything that just kind of help you and bring value to you. But you never hear back from these people. So for me, and I was talking about this with DJ. I was like, yo, this is how these dudes move out here, and it's fine. You could do whatever. It's annoying. I'm not gonna front like it doesn't affect me in any kind of way. It's annoying, but I just know for us, when we get on, we won't move like that, and we already don't move like that. Right. So it's just something to be mindful of, because those people, they always gonna double back. Oh yeah, they're gonna double back. Like, our podcast is only getting more and more popular. Our content outside of the podcast is only getting more and more popular. The people that we surround ourselves with are growing as well. So it's only a matter of time before those people that kind of turned an eye to what you were doing, it's gonna be so much in their face that they just have to recognize it. And at that point, the ball's in our court, to whether we could be like, nah, I'm too busy right now. I can't really do that for you.
No, not even that. What's going to happen is I'll just be like, hey, talk to my assistant. Yeah. And then my assistant will be like, sorry, he's busy right now. Here's the thing. Me and Keith have had comparable experiences, and probably way more Keith than me, because he has more access when it comes to like editing and things of that nature. But there have been a lot of people that just downplayed us. Like, I'll send someone a message and they just look at it and don't respond. And I'm like, that's fine. That's cool. But guess what I realized? What? I realized, one, I don't make myself as if I'm so important and that you need me. But I do realize that as I continue to ascend, I'm going to care less and less about what you're doing. So I more or less look at it as this. It's going to become more of an opportunity for you to deal with me than the other way around. So it's like, yo, I'm willing to help just because I like you. I like what you're doing. And if you don't want to mess with me, that's cool. But don't try to double back. Yeah. Don't try that.
I think the worst thing you can do is there's certain people, right? There's certain people that have an elephant-like memory. And there's certain people that use those type of situations as fuel. So you think about Michael Jordan's, he remember everything a fan ever said, everything a player ever said, everything a coach ever said, and he uses that as fuel when he's playing against these people on the court. Tom Brady the same way. If it was a smooth exit outside of the Patriots organization, he might have never even went to the Super Bowl. He would have been in Tampa Bay playing decent. But for whatever reason, the way Bill Belichick treated him, or whomever, or bringing in other quarterbacks and trying to replace him and all these kind of things, that just, gave him that fuel to go on and be successful. So Andrew Schulz the same way. There are people that slighted him. So, I'm sure he used that as fuel to just grow and sell out his whole tour. So that's the type of cloth that I am cut from. I don't forget anything that anybody's ever said. I have all these unresponded to messages, and you know what I mean, phone calls.
It turns into motivation. Because now what you get to do is you can leave me on scene or not do that, and it's cool. I don't have expectations. I just wanted to help. But now you get to enjoy the pleasure of watching my life get better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
While you stay down here because you operate down here. Mm-hmm. If you want to ascend and go somewhere, you got to operate upwards, not down here. And my thing is people like to compete for some reason. I'm not here to compete. I'm here to help.
Yeah.
When someone asks me for something like, "Hey, what equipment did you use?" or "What do you do?" I've had multiple people ask me questions. I'm there to help. I'm there to help anyone.
I'm competing with myself also.
100%. I'm competing with myself only. Mm-hmm. So I'm here to help anyone that needs it or feels like. If you feel like I'm a reliable source for information, I'm flattered by that alone. I appreciate the fact that you see me as an important person to ask a question, right? But if I try to help you in any capacity and you left me on scene, I'm not tripping on you. You good. We're good. Mm-hmm. But stay down here while I go up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Look, we'll close out this conversation. Andrew, Alex Media, Akash, Charlemagne, everybody in that camp over there, Mark Gagnon, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all, man. And the show was amazing, and we'll be at the next one. Mm-hmm. All right, switching gears. Milk Crate Challenge. I don't know how many of you guys have seen it recently, but the Milk Crate Challenge has been pretty popular. It's basically people walking on milk crates and trying not to crack their fucking neck. So let me give you a little bit of insight here. What is the Milk Crate Challenge? Video goes viral of people testing their balance. A video showing a man participating in a so-called Milk Crate Challenge went viral, gaining 5 million views on Twitter as of Sunday. The footage posted by a multimedia production company, Surveillance Studios, shows a man attempting to climb and go back down a staircase made of plastic milk crates while allegedly rolling a weed joint without falling. So yeah, the guy was rolling a blunt. Very talented young man. When he reaches the ground, the man lights up the alleged substance, celebrating the victory of passing the task. A small crowd can be seen in the video gathered around the crates, cheering for the man and filming him. And basically, what is the Milk Crate Challenge? The challenge grew popular over the past several days among many people. According to Complex, people have been filming the challenge and posting it under Milk Crate Challenge on social media. With the trend growing, people began placing large bets on who wins the challenge. Not all the videos posted show participants rolling joints as they climb up and go back down the staircase of milk crates, but a number of clips have been posted showing participants' failed attempts at completing the task as they struggle to maintain their balance. I've watched people get completely and totally annihilated on those fucking milk crates. There was this older black man with some Timbs on. I'm like, dude, why the fuck are you up there?
Yeah. I don't even think Timbs are so heavy on their own. Like, that's not really... you got to put on some Rochers or something like that.
All I know is this. First of all, you mainly see black and brown people competing in this. And the reason why is because we the only ones that know where to get these milk crates.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think there's some white people that want to get involved in this challenge, but like, hey, mom, where can we get milk crates at?
Yeah.
Where are the milk crates, mom? What's going on? But you can't get them because all the black people got milk crates.
Yeah, where they get them at? Where do you think they get them at?
Oh, easy, man. From the fucking school in the neighborhood.
Yeah, got to get them from the school.
A lot of these kids get them free lunches, man, and they just take the milk crates home. Yeah. That's something I observed. You don't
Niggas used to put basketball hoops in the milk crates, too.
Yeah, exactly. We've been getting milk crates for centuries.
Yeah.
We have been getting milk. We have originated the milk crate basketball hoop. And it's hilarious how you see these milk crates everywhere in the hood.
Yeah. Some people think that Naismith invented basketball, but really it was a nigga in the hood.
It was a man named Tyrone Jenkins Smith. Was the first man to cut open the bottom of a milk crate and turn it into a basketball hoop. And he connected it to a light pole and used the light pole as a backboard. Thank you, Tyrone Jenkins Smith, for your innovation of the milk crate basketball.
Oh, man, forever. Rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P., man. He died of child support. Yeah, man, people are fucking themselves up, and it's completely a stupid challenge. But it was this girl that did it, and she got across, and she did it so smooth. But here's the dumb part: when people are doing a milk crate challenge, they're doing it on grass. But oh no, I know why they're doing it, because if you fall on cement, you're fucked.
Oh yeah, that's a no-brainer.
You have to do it on grass.
It might be slightly more sturdy on the cement, but if you fall, it's over.
You're done.
On the cement, that's ugly.
You're done. Your brain's open. You're cracking your head open.
Yeah, it's a concussion.
It was this fat dude. It was this Mexican guy, big guy. He was doing it. And I'm like, why you got your big ass up there? So he's doing it. He's getting up to the top, and then it just fucking flips underneath him, and he just lands on his shoulder. Bam!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they need to call this the healthcare challenge. So hopefully these motherfuckers got healthcare.
I think the hospitals are probably promoting this, urgent cares and whatnot. They're probably like boosting these posts because it's more, people like, oh man, I want to do that myself. So that just leads more people to go into the hospital and making more money.
I think the nurses are tired of these motherfuckers. How'd you hurt yourself? And you're like, I was on the milk crates. And it's like, oh, go way out in the lobby, sir.
Yeah,
go way out in the lobby.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's one of those just stupid trends. Who knows how these things get popular? It's just the internet. But in 2 weeks, there's going to be another thing. Yeah. Just like how they had the Bust It Challenge and all these kind of things. These things just come and go.
Challenges are crazy. I'm surprised the motherfucker didn't try to hula hoop with his dick.
Wait, what?
Motherfucker put a hula hoop on his dick and go like this.
The hula hoop challenge?
The hula hoop challenge.
See who really hung out here?
Yeah. There's some stupid motherfuckers that would do it. They'd be like, look, this how you do it. Like, I'm sorry, Tyrone Jenkins Smith. Everybody's not as talented as you, man.
Right? Be a bunch of Asian niggas like swinging the hula hoop everywhere.
Oh, man. Yeah. I don't know. I think these challenges only become popular because people are fucking themselves up. And I think that people enjoy pain. Shout out to Andrew Schulz, because he mentioned this. He said that, like, little kids even enjoy violence. Like when you're a little kid, when you see a baby doesn't really know anything about the world. Mm-hmm. But if you hit yourself and go, oh, the baby is like, ha, ha, ha. Mm-hmm. So kids learn at a very early age that pain makes them laugh. Mm-hmm. It's fucked up, but it's true.
Yeah.
If there's a baby that's crying and you act like you hurt yourself, they will start laughing.
Yeah, that baby is also a psychopath.
It's a fucking psychopath baby.
Yeah, baby psycho.
Take it back to the hospital, get a new one. Did you keep your receipt for your baby? Did you keep your 30-day warranty?
I guess there are some things that are inherent to us, like, maybe laughing at pain, or like you said, like even when a baby like hits you in the head, they may laugh. Yeah. Even if you like say ow, and they may just be like laughing and stuff like that. But you have to learn as maybe a preteen, or when you're in elementary school, like, hey, that's not okay. You can't just be out here in society punching people and laughing at them. So I think some things that are inherent to us, like just because we have such a higher conscious that we understand, that's not normal. That's not okay. Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm the type of guy that now I've reached a certain level of maturity that if I see somebody slip and fall, I don't laugh immediately. Mm-hmm. I don't. I used to laugh, but I don't laugh immediately. I kind of like see if the person's okay, and it's like a delay in my brain now. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, I don't know why or where it happened in my life, but it's like a block. When somebody like looks like they hurt themselves, I don't laugh.
Yeah, I feel you.
But then as soon as they start getting up, nigga, I start dying.
Yeah. I think for me that has never really been funny, like seeing people hurt themselves. I think the most hilarious thing is when people get very angry. So that's my kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? When niggas
I said no blacks. I don't want blacks here.
When niggas be livid, I be dying.
Right. Yeah. I think one of the funniest videos to me of all time, and I have it on repeat, and I just cry every time. Like I can't breathe. Mm-hmm. There's this video of this mascot. I think it's like a tiger, and it's at a baseball game. and the tiger's doing like this little shuffle dance, and he spins around. Okay, you know how there's a dugout in baseball, and underneath it, the players are obviously in there. But on the side of it, there's a drop off. So you got to be careful. So they were dancing on top of the dugout.
Yeah.
There was 2 mascots. And then one mascot does like the electric slide, the cat one, and he spins around and he fucking just falls down. Like he just falls off the building. And I'll just start crying because he didn't expect it.
Yeah.
And you see this stuffed cat, like, and it's fucking hilarious. And I know that guy had to break both of his legs.
Oh my God.
Or at least one of them.
Something, huh?
There's another video of a mascot that's on roller skates, and he's going fast as fuck. It's also at a baseball game. You guys can look this up. And he's on roller skates, and then he's going too fast, and he tries to let go, and he smashes into one of those walls. You know how they have those walls, but they're like padded?
Yeah.
They're like green, and they padded walls.
Like where the home run is?
Right. So he runs into the wall, but he breaks his leg.
Oh my gosh.
In the fucking mascot suit. So now the mascot leg is backwards.
Oh, wow.
And I am crying, not because of the broken leg, but because it's in a mascot suit with a broken leg. And the mascot was holding his leg like, oh. And you see the leg like this. So imagine how fucked up it was coming to the mascot's aid. Like, for one, you got a person moaning like, oh, fuck. And they got this mascot suit on.
Yeah.
Now you got to cut the mascot leg open to get to the broken leg. Jeez.
That's crazy.
And these are things that make us laugh. Sometimes fucked up shit makes us laugh or it entertains us. So this challenge, this milk crate challenge, is very dangerous. I don't think anyone should do it. It's very dumb. And yeah, I don't know. But whatever you do, just don't do it on cement.
Yeah.
You do it on cement, bro. Oh my God. You're definitely going, because it's high enough for you to really hurt yourself.
Yeah. It just reminded me of, I don't know why, when I seen it, it reminded me of like a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, Mario Brothers. When he jumps up on those fucking brown bricks.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Somebody, if they haven't done that, they need to put that music behind the dude that's rolling the weed up.
He's rolling a blunt, like, and then once he dies,
yeah, and then when the dude get at the end, play the Mario beat through the whole thing, and then when he get at the end, just put the smoke weed every day. And then it'd be a perfect video.
No, once he start rolling up the joint, be like, you don't remember that beat?
Yeah.
I don't know who was doing the producing for Mario back in the day, but that nigga is a beast.
Timberland.
It probably was Timberland back then. I was listening real close to the Mario, and it was like, freaking. I'm like, that's Timberland. That is fucking Timberland.
It was Timberland.
I fucking knew it.
I knew them drums.
Yeah. Mario. Oh man, but yeah, there's that. Switching gears, OnlyFans rebranding their platform. A lot of people.
Oh man. I said, oh man.
Oh yeah. They should just call it only porn. Because these motherfuckers love that.
They should have a subsidiary. That would be smart.
Oh yeah, like a second one.
Yeah. Like only porn owned by OnlyFans kind of thing.
Wow. And you know what's funny about porn? They have like a screen that says, "Are you 18?"
Yeah. Nigga,
ain't nobody.
I've been 18 since I was 12.
It's just for liability purposes.
Yeah.
Like, so you got to be 18 to jerk off? This motherfucking 12 years old, they clicking that 18 screen like a motherfucker.
Oh, facts. Yeah.
The people that got porn don't give a fuck who watch it, man. Yeah, but basically it says, porn made OnlyFans a powerhouse. Now it's banning sexual content after pressure from banks. It says, OnlyFans is banning the one thing most users go on its site for, pornography. The UK-based content subscription service said Thursday it will no longer allow sexually explicit content as of October 1st. OnlyFans said the decision was taken to comply with the request from its banking and payment providers in order to ensure the long-term sustainability of the platform and to continue to host an inclusive community of creators and fans. We must evolve our content guidelines, OnlyFans said in its statement. Payment processors MasterCard and Visa cut ties last year with rival Pornhub after accusation the porn site showed videos containing underage sex, rape, and revenge porn. Pornhub denied claims.
Oh, dang, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Well, I don't even know what is revenge porn. It's just
maybe like if you broke up with somebody and they sent like news or something, or you had sex with them and you break up and it's like, hey, here's my ex giving me head.
But that's driving their content. They have a video like, yeah, I'm fucking your mom. Now what, Billy? Yeah, your mom's got good pussy, bro. Is that revenge porn?
I think that is, but I don't think that's the definition. Revenge porn is more so like kind of outing somebody that you used to have an affiliation
without their consent.
Yeah.
Okay, and subsequently tighten its rules to
Billy's mom got some good pussy.
Yeah, he got some good pussy. Remember when you wouldn't let me play your video game last week? Now what?
Remember you used to bully me? Now I'm bullying your mom's pussy.
Oh, dang. That'd be crazy. Oh, man. And, hey, people may think this is a joke, but there are a lot of older women that are fucking young guys.
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of women that are like 42 years old that are fucking dudes that are like 20.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Women be having a high sex drive, especially after 36. 36 is the peak for women's sexual it's the peak of their sex drive is at 36 years old. So, yeah.
They have some, and this is a super, super tangent. And I didn't even read the full article, but they had new studies about metabolisms, saying that that they found in this new study that your metabolism doesn't necessarily slow down as you get older. So I had to read the article more in depth, but I just thought it was interesting because sometimes this happens a lot. You know, there's certain science that goes around and we just believe it. You know, we think it as Bible, but maybe the people that put on extra weight as they get older is just getting gradually lazier. They're just not necessarily.
Yeah, definitely. They could be getting gradually lazier, or they just gradually keep eating more.
Yeah, there you go.
They keep coming out with these new snacks. The 4 for $4 keeps coming out.
But that's something that they can lean on though. Like, yo, it's just my metabolism. I'm not really,
Yeah, but you can't lean on much if you're gaining weight because you'll break it. Lean on me. Matter of fact, don't lean on me. Yeah. OnlyFans said its Thursday would allow certain posts containing nudity so long as they adhere to its acceptable use policy. It's not clear how that will work in practice. OnlyFans' term of service outline a number of things that are prohibited from its platform, including material involving people under 18 and other illegal, harmful content. We will be sharing more details in the coming days and we will actively support and guide our creators through this change in content guidelines, the company said.
What about, that girl Bad Baddie or whatever?
Yeah, what about her?
So I think it was on her birthday, she opened up an OnlyFans and, her thing went crazy and stuff.
Got like over $1 million some dollars.
Yeah, but there's no way she had all of that content prior to being 18. You know what I mean? So she probably created some of that stuff when she was 17. So I wonder how they're gauging this. Like, they have to be over 18 or something.
Wow. That's a good point. She's got months of fucking older guys.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't think she did porn though. I don't know what she did.
Yeah, I don't know what is on there. It's probably something sexual though, I imagine.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's crazy.
She got $1 million off of 17-year-old titties.
Oh my God. That's nuts, man. There are so many perverted dudes that be like, yeah, I can't wait till she turn 18. It's like, dude, go find a woman your fucking age, man.
Yeah.
Dude, there are dudes my age that are stressing out over a chick born in 1999. If you don't fucking stop it, motherfucker, damn.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, I don't know how far OnlyFans is going to get with this shit. Because the driver in their success has been a bunch of people doing porn shit.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you just going to go away from that? Like, imagine if alcohol tried to say, hey, look, we're going to have non-alcoholic drinks from now on. People be like, man, fuck you, man. Where's the alcohol at?
Yeah.
I don't want this non-alcoholic beer. I want the beer with alcohol in it. You can't fool me into thinking this. So honestly, I think we're watching the fall. We're witnessing the fall of OnlyFans.
I think that I don't necessarily think it will fall. I think that it's dependent on the team. So for me as a I guess a small business owner or whatever, I am understanding that it is possible to rebrand something. Like me and Eddie were talking before the podcast. If you're from Bakersfield, and you've been here, for however many years, you know that the Padre once was a super ran down hotel.
It was.
And somebody came and invested some money in it, and now they got valet parking, and it's, celebrities stay there, when they come in town, and it's a whole experience. They got clubs and bars and stuff. It went from
a whole experience to a whole experience.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. So I think that's possible with pretty much any business. And sometimes you'll see it where I can't think of one off the top of my head, but sometimes people will like inherit or they'll purchase clothing lines and stuff, and they'll maybe New Balance, right? New Balance was kind of a shoe company that had just dad shoes, or even Under Armour in a sense. And then Steph Curry came along and it kind of reinvigorated the company, and Kawhi Leonard came along with New Balance and it kind of brought new life to the company. So I'm understanding that, there is a possibility that OnlyFans can kind of shift and rebrand. And if they somehow get these kind of YouTubers, TikTokers on their platform, if they get guys like DJ Academics or these super popular TikTokers,
that's a good point,
and they get them on there creating kind of exclusive content that people are willing to pay for every month, I think they can kind of shift from being the porn brand. But it's going to be hard, and it's not easy by any means, and it takes some people that are super creative and super innovative, but it's up to them to make that happen.
Yeah, I just think ultimately, like, when the banks are not willing to work with you because you got so much porn and shit. Look, these banks know goddamn well that Pornhub and all these other places have content that shouldn't be up there. Right? But they just have to make it as if they give a fuck when they really don't. They don't really give a fuck where the money comes from. But for liability purposes, they don't want to look like they're aiding. It's kind of like these people that get it's kind of like when the banks did the Black Lives Matter thing. I don't really think they give a fuck about black people. They really don't. They just had to. If they really gave a fuck about black people, they would have started these campaigns a long time ago.
Yeah. But it's the same ones that are benefiting off of slavery. Yeah,
the same companies that historically have literally used black slaves as fucking collateral. Now they're like, Black Lives Matter. Motherfucker, we know your history already.
Yeah.
We already know your history, motherfucker. We know we know you got blood money. Okay,
yeah.
So cut it out. The same way
you've been known the value of a black life because you added a dollar amount to it.
Right, 100%. Yeah. You know how they use they can use your house as collateral. If you default on something, they did that with black slaves. Like, hey, you didn't get that, blah blah blah. We need 4 slaves. And these same companies are still existing today. And I think because they know their history, that they will say, we donated this much to black women or whatever. Like, motherfucker, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Where's the proof? We need receipts.
Yeah, I haven't received nothing. I have a business. So.
Yeah, where's it coming from? We haven't gotten any donations to this podcast.
When I tried to apply for the PayPal one, it was just, I think the applications were full or something. So
yeah, what are you doing? What are you guys doing? Donate to black content creators. So you need to look up a Trucker's Mind podcast and give us $80,000 minimum.
That'd be fire.
We won't take anything less.
The office would be decked out.
Imagine if they said, hey, we'll give you $80,000, but it has to only go to the podcast. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Whole camera set up. We'll have an assistant.
Oh, yeah. First of all, we'll move to a whole new space away from the, mental illness and the random sirens.
Yeah.
Fucking sirens popping up.
Yeah. Yeah. Some noise cancellation and all that good stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'd be fire.
Me and Keith will be up here with fucking 9 cameras having every angle in here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, look, there's that. I don't got a whole bunch else to say about that.
Did you see that? Oh, sorry. Did you see that Rachel Dolezal as she started her OnlyFans?
What is she doing?
She was posting like feet pictures and stuff.
No, she wasn't. You lying. No way. Wow. Yeah. I thought she was about to say she was fucking black guys. That's more believable.
She should. People really be out here fumbling a bag, bro.
Yeah, Rachel Dolezal has stood up for black lives for a long time.
Rachel Dolezal, I think she would be trying to like. What would happen, right, is they would put Rachel Dolezal in the interracial section.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then she would get pissed off because she wanted to be in the ebony section. So she would be trying to protest whatever, OnlyFans. Like, stop putting me in the interracial section. I'm black.
And to be a black dude in the porno. Yeah, you white hoe. Yeah. Like that.
Transracial.
Oh, transracial.
What if she's in a transracial section? That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. She could have sex with Sean King. That's fine. Her and fucking Sean King up there.
Sean King, that's funny.
Yeah. All right, switching gears. The Afghanistan conundrum. I think a lot of us have seen what's been going on in Afghanistan, and a lot of people are trying to make sense of it, man. It's extremely unfortunate what's going on there, and a lot of our soldiers who fought there are just confused. Mm-hmm. So, news analysis: what went wrong in Afghanistan? 20 years ago, the mission seemed direct, clear, and just invade Afghanistan and pursue, capture, or kill Osama bin Laden, mastermind of the September 11th terrorist attacks, and his armed band of followers. Achieving that goal also included overthrowing the Taliban. And steadily, the mission morphed into a vast, complicated experiment to reshape a society that few Americans understood. After a war stretched over 4 U.S. presidents and costing more than $1 trillion and tens of thousands of lives, the once routed Taliban has retaken power in a swift march across Afghanistan, barely meeting resistance, occupying the presidential palace, and driving the remaining U.S. troops into a single redoubt, an airport, and now swamped with Afghans desperate to flee. Despite its military might, expertise, and investment, the United States badly miscalculated the speed and the absolute. Man, they've used some fucking words. Absolutism which the Taliban would overtake Afghanistan, and is handing a battered country back to the very people the U.S. sought to defeat, with any gains of nation building, education, and civil rights in jeopardy. Oh, man. They're saying, who is to blame? Here's the problem, man. Joe Rogan talked about this, and I think he made a great point. He said this is a territory that's extremely hard to take over. You got all these mountains and shit and all these places that they're hiding. Like, it's hard to conquer something or hard to drive out the Taliban because you don't know where the fuck they are. Yeah. And we spent 20 years there, and a lot of American lives have been lost defending this place. And I don't blame the soldiers at all. I don't blame the soldiers that are pissed off right now. I don't blame them because a lot of them came back with PTSD. A lot of them came back with arms blown off, legs blown off and shit. And they're trying to make sense of what the fuck is going on. And why are we pulling out of Afghanistan?
Are they mad because they feel like the job is not finished?
They're mad because they've lost a lot and they wanted to make sense. Right? They're like, why are we pulling out? Why are we just leaving? So imagine being somewhere for 20 years and you've lost your brothers that you went to boot camp with. You lost people that you considered friends. You had to tell people's wives that, hey, your father loved you. All this shit. And now they just pull out. I think that there was never a right time to pull out. I feel multiple ways. I feel bad for the soldiers. And I also just feel bad in general. Now, Trump was going to do this. But he was going to do it sooner. It would have took place in, I think, May 1st, they said. Mm-hmm. So
Trump planned on doing it.
He planned on doing it. All Biden did was follow up with what Trump already had in place. That's all he did, literally. But I think that they have a problem with how Biden did it. Biden just pulled motherfuckers out, right? So when he pulled motherfuckers out and they took it over in 2 weeks, they're like, what the fuck? It's like, at least you could pull them out gradually. And you also could have upheld, there were a lot of translators and people that were promised citizenship, but the process took 4 years. So a lot of people was like in their third year waiting to get citizenship, and now they fucked and they can't even come here.
Yeah.
So a lot of the, you know, the pushback on Biden is for those certain things. But honestly, I don't know what Biden could have did right.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose situation.
It's a lose-lose situation. We was there too long, and we have this ain't Trump's fault. It ain't Biden's fault. I blame it more on motherfucking Bush and Obama.
Yeah.
Because after when Obama came, he didn't have the balls to pull the trigger. Then Trump came, and he finally mentioned it, and now Biden finally motherfucking did it. But it spanned over 4 presidents. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the liability is on everybody. Biden is actually the one that finally pulled the trigger.
Yeah. Biden hasn't pulled out in a while, so this is new territory for him.
Biden don't even got cum no more.
He just ejaculate dust.
Yeah, he just
Nah, I think it's
I don't want to hold you though, but when Biden come, it don't like no nut come out. It just like a little flag pop out. It just say racist. I'm fucking around.
It's like America.
Fellow Americans.
I can't. Me personally, I think that this all started in 9/11, right? You know, it started when Bush sent everybody over there to kind of retaliate for the whole 9/11 situation. I think that's like the most onus that anybody should take for this situation. Because after that, it's a matter of like, you're kind of walking the line like, yeah, should I pull the troops out? I know that people are dying over there. I know this isn't our issue. I know that, you know, Bin Laden isn't gone yet as far as Obama's administration going, and then finally going and killing him, and them probably thinking that that's going to get rid of the Taliban. But it, you know, we're familiar with how these organizations run. If the head gets chopped off,
another
then
dictator.
somebody else is just going to take their place. So it's difficult to say like who did what or who was wrong or, you know, what they should have did. I'm not really in that position, and I'm not that familiar with military and foreign affairs and all that enough to say like who was wrong or what somebody should have did. But I just want to say overall, it's a difficult thing, because what happens when they gradually pull out, right? The same thing is probably going to happen. Me and Eddie we were talking about the homeless situation earlier. If we were talking about how if somebody came down there to downtown LA and they had this $1 billion donation to build housing for the homeless and provide them jobs and stuff like that, as soon as those funds dry up, those same people, the majority of those people are going to go back to what they deem as normal. And that's we see the same thing with Dr. Dre's daughter. Like Dr. Dre has been providing for her for, I don't know, 30 years or something like that. And as soon as he cut her off, she's homeless and she's, you know, working for Uber, and her kids are living with different people. So that's the same situation with the Taliban. So I think that there's a lot of people out there that's like, oh, we should have did this and we should have did this. And mind you, these are like couch potatoes, you know what I mean? There are people that watch the news via the, you know, on their couch every day, and they act like they can run a country when in reality they're just can't
even run your own life.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, I think the situation is so unfortunate that we would invest so much time into something, and like you said, people are losing their lives, and we spend over $1 trillion in funds and stuff like that on this country in this space and trying to get things right over there. And you were saying they're building schools and gas stations and all this stuff, only to just like erase all of that in a day. And it's unfortunate for those guys in the military that lost their lives. Because you know, if you think about it, I mean, if I had a father, a brother, a wife, whatever the case may be, over there in that fighting that war, and then they end up losing their lives. Maybe they lost their lives 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or whatever. And then only to realize that Joe Biden is pulling all the troops out, I would be so pissed off, because it'd be like, yo, whatever wife, sibling, father, whatever would have been alive if, you know, they would have pulled out sooner. So I understand it from the people that are in it on the ground in the trenches. But for the people that are on the outside, just everyday consumers of this news, like we have to be mindful that there are people that are really in it. And we don't know. We're not in it.
Yeah. One thing I'll say this, regardless of if it's a just war or not, whether if it's just or not, when I see some military people, because I worked with a guy that was in the Marine Corps for 8 years, and I told him, because I seen that he had a dog tag on. I said, "You was in the Corps?" He said, "Yeah, 8 years." I said, "Thank you for your service, man. Thank you." And this look on his face was almost like shock. Mm-hmm. You got to understand something about people that serve in the military. People that serve in the military see fucked up shit. They see little kids getting their heads blown off. They see their friend that they went to boot camp with getting killed. They see people with PTSD, people getting their arms and shit blown off. And then they come back to America and they just blend in with everybody else. Mm-hmm. They get flipped off in traffic. They get motherfucking said, "Hey, fuck you, buddy." And they're thinking in their mind, "Motherfucker, do you know what I had to do for your freedom? Do you know what I had to do for you?" Mm-hmm. And these same people come back damaged, right? But these same people come back and see what's going on out there, and they don't know what's going on. Like, if you were somewhere for 20 fucking years, and the moment you pulled out, it got took over in 2 weeks, how the fuck would you feel? You feel pretty fucked up about it. Mm-hmm. Especially if you got friends that have died.
Yeah.
It's not cool, but it's also true that there's no right way to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
There's no right way. Let me give you an example of how long this thing went on. When 9/11 happened, when we first actually went to Afghanistan, 9/11 and all that happened, I was 16 years old. I was a junior in high school. It was during football season. Mm-hmm. I'm 36 years old now. This is how long we've been out there. I don't know what else we could do. How long can we be at a place and then we get out of there and it's taken over in 2 weeks? Mm-hmm. There are just certain things that they are pre-established, and you could do something to push back on it, like you use homelessness as an analogy. Mm-hmm. I feel like we could drop $1 trillion in the middle of Los Angeles. We could get mental health people. We could clean these people up, get them showers, get them the help they need. And as soon as we pull that aid, I guarantee you there will be a decent amount of them will go back to the streets.
It'd be doodle all over the streets.
It'd be a shit sandwich back on that fucking street. Mm-hmm. And it's fucked up. But there's certain things. This is what Donald Trump said. This is what he said verbatim. I agree with him. Okay, I'm objective. Not a fan of Trump, but I agree with him when he said,
"All right, Eddie."
Like he said, he said, we're acting, as of now, we're acting like the world police. That's not our job. They're building gas stations and rebuilding schools. Let them do that. That's not our job. We're going to get our guys out of there. And Trump said this. Mm-hmm. So you cannot be mad at the Democratic leadership because Trump had this shit set up. Mm-hmm.
This is not political.
It's not political, but what I'm saying is political in a lot of people's minds.
No, I'm saying it's not political because a Republican president is the one that put forth the idea, and then a Democratic president is the one that pulled everybody out. So it's both sides. So, like, who are you going to be mad? But there's somebody that can be mad because a Democratic president did it. Like a Republican can be mad. Like, why would he do that?
It's confirmation bias.
Yeah, exactly.
It just confirmed the bias. But there's a little the legitimacy stands in the fact that if you're a person, if you are right leaning and you actually served and you did have all the situations happen that I mentioned, such as people you know that died and things of that nature. American soldiers are very valiant. They're so valiant that they want to fight to the last minute. Mm-hmm. Right? They want to go back to Afghanistan. That's how they are. That's the nature of these people. So being as they seen like, yo, I was in Afghanistan for fucking 13 years, whatever. And they are watching Afghans that they protected during that time, hanging on to landing gear from a fucking airplane and falling to their deaths.
Yeah.
Like, there's always something crazy that happens during most presidencies. You got fucking Bush with Hurricane Katrina, and 9/11. Those were terrible.
Yeah.
Then you got
I think those things saved. Well, at least 9/11 probably saved his presidency.
Yeah, but then you had that flood. That just was that was a clusterfuck. Then you had Obama, and you had a lot of civil unrest, right? But you didn't really have like the really super duper crazy stuff. There was a lot of shootings though. There's a lot of mass shootings.
Yeah, the mass shootings probably
under Obama.
Is under Obama's watch.
There's a lot. And then the next presidency with Trump, you've seen a lot of civil unrest.
Yeah.
A lot of civil arrests, a lot of hate crimes and shit like that.
Antifa and all that. And then now and now in this presidency, it's just started. So
COVID. The COVID Trump had COVID and the civil unrest.
Yeah.
Now you got Biden. He's just fucking old, and he's got Afghanistan. That's the number one. It looks bad on your presidency when you got Afghans hanging from planes, falling to their deaths, and it's recorded. Like that looks very, very, very bad, at the least.
Yeah. I think, like you said, I think the tone of a lot of this is that confirmation bias. I think a lot of people, they're not looking at this objectively. They're not looking at it from the standpoint of like, when is the right time to get out of there? We've been there for so long and nothing has really changed. If we've been there for 20 years and it goes back to, the Taliban in control within the same day, it's just like what could we have actually?
What could we have done? What could we have done? My deepest apologies and prayers go out to people who served because they more confused than anybody.
Yeah, I'm curious. I gotta hear some takes from some of these guys.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious to see their stance or why they would be so angry at the presidency.
Like I mentioned, these are very valiant guys. These are guys that have an objective, and their objective is to get rid of the Taliban and all of that, and they feel like they failed. You got to realize this is 20 years, man. Vietnam was like 11, so this has lasted longer than Vietnam. And it's like, we did not win Vietnam. Like we didn't. Going into Vietnam and then going here is almost the same because it's territory we're so unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
We was using machetes to chop down big ass brush and all kinds of shit, man. They've been through a lot. I'll tell you this much right now. Imagine if that over $1 trillion went to soldiers right here in the United States that have already served this country and that have, mental health issues. And there's a lot of soldiers, men and women, that are taking their own lives daily. And imagine if we gave those people aid. I feel like if you serve in the military and you come back, a lot of them downplay it and say, look, I was just doing my job. I was just serving my country. But serving your country also led to you having PTSD. It also led to you having your legs blown off. It also led to you having all kinds of different problems. And I feel like somebody that serves the country and comes back to the United States shouldn't have to worry about battling for a job at fucking Target. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you serve this country and you come back at least for a year and a half, you don't got to worry about housing. Instead of getting a food stamp card, you should be given a card for aid. Like you could use it as a debit card for food. You need to focus on becoming acclimated back into society. Because when you watch the shit that they've seen, I'm pretty sure it's difficult to just go back to being a regular person after that.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, imagine if that money went there, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of soldiers that probably would go against what I'm saying because, like I mentioned, these are different human beings. They're like, I remember some guy said like, hey, yeah, we don't need any aid. All the aid should go to those soldiers from Vietnam and before then because they got real problems. I was fine. I served in Desert Storm, but I'm good. I don't need anything. That should go to somebody else. So, yeah, man. I don't got too much else on Afghanistan, man. I think that now that we're going to see some really fucked up shit going on there. And Biden actually, he sent some troops out there, actually. What the hell is that noise? You hear that? He sent out he said 6 to 10,000 or something like that. So
what are they going to do?
I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. I know that he is trying to do it the right way, but there is no right way.
Yeah. It's a tough
It's a tough one, man.
conversation. I mean, everyone has a different opinion. That's the thing about America. I guess you have the freedom to have an opinion on, how the country is being ran. I just don't know what the right thing to do or what the right thing would be to do in that situation.
Eventually, we had to get out.
Yeah.
Because this thing goes to 30 years or something. It's 20 years is a very long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that happened when I was in 4th grade.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man now,
29 years old, man. I'm 36. I was 16 when they first went. So there's guys that are barely older than me that went there when it first started. So they were 18, 19, probably, I don't know, 20, right around there. And some of these guys have been in Afghanistan for years. They've learned the native language. They've grown accustomed to the people. And now they're watching.
They probably got kids over there.
Yeah, they probably got some Afghanistan kids over there. Yeah, probably a black dude. Probably got to half Afghanistan, half Tyrone. So yeah. But yeah, man. Prayers to those people and the soldiers that are coming back. I don't have too much else to expand on, but I felt like since this is definitely a huge topic going on in the United States or world news in general, we would knock it down. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up, man. Switching gears. The importance of having a strong partner. Okay. I'm going to keep this general, but a family member of mine, right? He had a health scare, a really big time health scare. And after he was taken to the hospital, his wife got on social media and posted a video and was just like, I don't know what to do. Somebody help me. I don't know what to do, y'all. I can't take this. I don't know what to do. And she was just losing it. And I understand from an emotional standpoint that your partner is in the hospital, which is a serious thing. But the fact that you chose to go to social media and ask strangers, what do? I need help. Fellas, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just making this very clear. Don't ever take a chance on someone that's weak. The biggest turnoff is a weak person. Because if you choose the right partner and you have any type of health scare, you need a woman that is going to contact your family, that's going to make sure the kids are okay. They're going to make sure you're okay. You need a woman that's a matriarch. You do not need a woman that's going to social media like, what do? I don't know what to do. What's going on? Somebody help me. You do not need a person like that. That is the wrong person to be with. Because serious situations reveal real people. And you find out that the wrong people shrivel up when you really need them. And that is, you do not need that. And I've seen it numerous times and the different updates on social media and the Snapchats. And I was bothered by it because I'm watching a family member going through a tough time, but I'm watching someone that he's with who is so weak. That's weak behavior. As a man, if your wife gets sick, you need to be the man of the house. Take care of your kids. Make sure they're okay. Make sure you call her family. Let her know the updates, that she's in the hospital, whatever. But when you are so weak that you go to social media asking for help, that's like, that is a cautionary tale, folks. I just want you to know. I want you to think to yourself about the person you're in a relationship with right now and ask yourself, if you fell on your face and had a heart attack, how mature would that person be? If you got in a bad accident and didn't have use of your legs for a month or so, how mature would that person be? If you don't know the answer to that, get the fuck away from these people. If you don't get away from them, they will make a fool out of you when you get in that situation.
Yeah, that's true. I think that situation was not the first of its kind.
No.
I'm sure there was comparable situations that she didn't put on blast like that. There might have been a time where, maybe the husband came up short on bills one month, and she was like, "Oh my god, oh my god." She probably calling it. She probably
say it again.
Oh my god, oh my god. She probably wouldn't have made an offer up or something, or she probably made an OnlyFans just to support her household or something.
Behind on rent. Subscribe to my booty hole.
Nah, but it's when you see those kind of things, and sometimes it happens too late. So I understand that.
Right.
It's sometimes you in too deep to actually confront or get out of the situation.
Right.
But I think it's just important to be mindful of these small sample sizes that people give us in our relationship, and that's one. Like I said, that's one of those things that I'm sure it came up in a different situation, and it's just embarrassing to be in a relationship with somebody that would even operate like that.
Yeah,
just going. There's no answer on social media.
No,
like, what are you going to do? It's kind of one of those things. Like, and how old are these?
Much older than me.
They didn't even grow up on this. They didn't grow up on Facebook and all this kind of stuff. So they should be the people that really understand. Like, if something is going wrong, maybe like you said, hit your family up, hit the in-laws up, take care of the household, make sure the kids is not necessarily kind of I guess speak positivity to them in a situation, so the kids is not at school stressed out about these kind of things. Because they're just kids. They don't need to be worried about. Obviously, they need to be concerned about their parents and whatnot, but they don't need to be consumed with adult stuff. So I think that's like leadership, and we talked about leadership and the qualities that a leader should have, and that's one of those things that like it's a. That's the type of thing that creates like a forever bond.
Yes.
When you go through something, or the husband goes through something, or life altering event, and the girl is holding, or the wife is holding it down. She making sure the kids is getting to school, and she taking care of you, and still getting to all these kind of things. So after that span of a month where you get back on your feet, or 2 months to where you get back to 100%. It's like, yo, I might marry her again because she really held it down.
Big facts.
But when you go to social media,
it's just weak.
It's just trash. It's
so weak.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put him on blast, but there's a Facebook friend of mine, and he posted a picture of this really nice Mercedes that he just bought his wife. Mm-hmm. And as he just kept it real brief, it seemed like a very genuine moment, even though he posted it. But he said, this woman been with me when I didn't know where. I lost everything, and she stayed with me. And then on top of that, I didn't even have no car. I didn't have shit, and she stayed with me. And he's like, I'm in a position now where I could do things, and I got my wife this car, and I'm just, I'm glad that she held me down. And that, my friends, is a woman who has stood the test of time. She done passed the test already. Mm-hmm. You stayed with me when I had nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a car, and you still was there with me, and now I'm doing well. Of course I'm going to buy you a Mercedes. You already earned that years ago, right? But then you got the women that get on social media. I don't know what am I going to do? That's weak. Men need to stop dating weak women, vice versa. But I'm speaking from a man's perspective. If I know some shit's unraveling and my health is bad or something happens, you need a woman that will get your affairs in order. You need somebody that can hold it together and be strong for you. If you get in a car accident or something happens and she there with you, you need a woman that's not going to be afraid to knock that window out and pull your big ass out that window. Mm-hmm. Like, you need a strong woman. I'm so sick of women saying men are intimidated by strong women. Shut up. No, we're not. We need strong women because for situations like this, in situations like this, we need somebody that we know is going to be in our corner, not someone that's going to be in a corner. Oh, what am I going to do? What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me, man? Mm-hmm. That's embarrassing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep it real. If I was a man that had a health problem and my girlfriend, if I found out she went and posted multiple videos, I don't know what to do. I'm too weak. I don't know what to do. Somebody help me. Pray for us. You making a mockery of me. Mm-hmm. You're making me look bad. I'm already in the hospital. I'm already fucked up. And you're making me look horrible. Because you got to understand, vice versa, man or woman, you need to realize that you represent the other person you're dating. You're not just representing yourself.
Yeah.
Once you choose to date somebody, you represent them. Mm-hmm. So if let's say I'm married and my wife is in the hospital. Oh, how's your wife doing? She could be literally dying. I'm going to say, hey, she's holding it together. Just pray for my wife. I'm not going to say, man, I don't know what to do. I'm losing my wife. She's going to die. No. Mm-hmm. I got to be strong for her.
Yeah.
I got to be, I am the spokesperson for her while she is down.
Yeah, you can't have two people unraveling.
Right.
That doesn't do anything.
You guys are both basically, it's like, if something serious happens, you shouldn't run. It's basically the equivalent to running around in a circle and fucking screaming. Mm-hmm. Like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, that's an extremely important thing. And everything is situational. So we don't really fully understand our partner until certain things happen. But definitely something to take heed to.
Yeah.
When you get in those situations and your partner is not holding it down, we gotta respect that action and treat it like it's a life or death situation.
Yeah, 100%, man. Mm-hmm. I ain't got much else to say about this. We're gonna wrap it up, but I just want you guys to think about this. Whoever you're dating, you ain't gotta just look at them. If y'all listen to this podcast together, you can just act like you didn't really acknowledge the end of this. But you need to acknowledge what you do need to acknowledge or evaluate, is the motherfucker that you're having your energy with. See, everything right now in your relationship is probably just coasting. Everything's good. Everything's just coasting. So you guys are tolerating each other. But when the real shit happens, it's going to be too late. Mm-hmm. You better ask yourself how this motherfucker is going to react when some shit goes down. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If a woman was with a dude and he's kind of like not confrontational, he's kind of nerdy, really quiet, when a dude comes up and slaps your girl on the ass and you don't do nothing, imagine what she's thinking at that moment. I'm with a man that can't even protect me. Think about that. Those same expectations come from us men onto women also. Like, if I'm sick, I don't want you making a fool out of me. Mm-hmm. You know? So there's that. If you made it to the end of this podcast, man, we appreciate you for tuning in. Mm-hmm. Thank you always for being a supporter of this podcast.
Yep.
Thank you for listening to the Trucker's Mind Podcast. My name is Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
I fucked that up.
You gotta
got that over. I fucked it up.
Take two.
If you made it to the end of this podcast, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind Podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're out of here.
Peace.